welcome to day 3 of Discovery on Adventure Island VBS here at Canyon Creek Presbyterian Church. I'm Miss Emily, Director of Children's Ministries.
And I'm Miss Sarah, Director of Children's Music, and we are going to have so much fun today making lanterns.
Yes! So, if you have been coming to VBS in person in the evenings, you have started to hear about our special lanterns that we are finding each night. So, in honor of that and to go along with that theme, we're going to make a cool paper lantern that you can have at home to go with our lanterns that we're finding in VBS. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it, and then we'll update you if we've figured out a better way to do any part of it. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is use these little sticky squares. So they're little squishy foam and they're sticky on each side, so you can pick them up apart from each other, and you can peel off the paper on both sides so that both sides of them are sticky. Okay, so what we're going to do with our little sticky squares is we are going to put them down one side of your white paper. So one of the short sides, I should say, of your white paper. So you probably need about 4. So like top, middle-ish, bottom, okay? So you're gonna put about 4 sticky squares down just one short side of your white paper, okay? And with this, we are gonna be making like the center of our lantern, like the kind of the base of it, the inner cylinder of our lantern. And once you have them stuck down, you're gonna want to peel the paper from both sides of the sticky square. Okay, so like I've stuck mine to my white construction paper, but it still has the little protective paper on this side. So now I'm going to go back and peel that little protective paper off of the other side of the square. So now the sticky side is out. Okay, so now all we have to do is kind of bring the 2 short ends of our paper around, kind of fold it around to make a cylinder. A cylinder is kind of like a tube, okay? So I'm gonna kind of match up my top corners and stick this side onto that little sticky square. Remember, these are sticky, so kind of line it up before you squish them together, because they're gonna want to stay stuck together once you squish them down. So I'm kind of lining up my top corners and then kind of lining up my bottom corners, and then I'm gonna squish down my middle ones to try to keep everything pretty well lined up. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah, here we go. Okay. Perfect. All right, so now we have a white cylinder. This is the kind of the base, the inside part of our lantern. And now we're gonna add strips of our colorful paper to the outside to make it a little bit fancier, to make the lantern part of it. If you've ever seen a paper lantern, it usually has a really pretty shape. So we're gonna kind of make that shape with our colorful paper. So to do that, we want to cut it into strips. So you can decide how big you want your strips of paper, and you can decide if you want to cut your strips going this way or cut your strips going this way. This piece of paper is actually a square, so they're going to be the same size either way, whichever way you cut it. And if you want to make sure you get straight lines, you can always fold your paper before you cut it, like fold it in half and then fold it in half again, and that kind of gives you some lines to cut. So how about we are going to cut our strips and then we will come back and show you what to do next, okay? So cut your colorful paper into strips, however wide you want them, probably about 1 inch though. Okay, you guys, so this is where we're headed, all right? So you should have your white cylinder and however many strips of your colorful paper that you cut. So from here, you can really kind of get creative, but the idea is to attach your strips. So you can use your sticky little squares again and use them to attach your strips at the top and at the bottom. And then in the middle, you just kind of let it bow out like that. So you can imagine by the time we go all the way around, so you know, attach one and attach the next one. There we go. But really, during this part, I mean, you can get as creative as you want to. If you want your strips to be closer in to your white cylinder, you can trim your strips shorter. So like a shorter strip will not stick out as far. You can make your colorful strips thinner. You can put them closer together, further apart, whatever you want, okay? So, yeah, all right, so let's get started. We're gonna get started attaching our strips around our cylinders, and then we'll check back in again. Alrighty guys, so these are our finished, almost finished lanterns. So they turned out really good, and I also like how different ours look. So Miss Emily creased hers at the top and bottom so that they were laying more flat, and then they poof out, and I didn't, so mine look a little bit different, that's why. It's so cool how they're such a different shape.
Yeah, I know, I love it. So now we have these pipe cleaners that we can attach to the top as a handle. Now you could probably like either tape them on the inside or poke them through the paper, or use a hole punch to attach them and make it a little, you know, a little grippy handle. Or you can leave that part off altogether and just have it be a lantern that sort of just sits. So it's up to you. You can do whatever you want, but that's what the pipe cleaners are for. We found that there's really not much room to space them out. You kind of have to put them right next to each other around the edge in order for all of them to fit. But we cut, how many strips did we cut? 8? 8. Mm-hmm. 8 strips, and they all fit around the paper. So, yeah, give this a try, and you'll have your own really cool paper lantern.
Yes. So, you'll also find in your bag this little tea light, and this is it's a little LED, you know, tea light, and this is when you can use that. So just FYI, there's a little plastic tab on the underneath. You have to pull that out for it to come on. I already pulled yours out.
Oh, thank you.
I knew you were gonna look for it. Anyway, so you pull the little tab out, and then it should come on. My switch is really hard for some reason. Mine
is hard too. You have to jam it.
Okay, there we go. So you can, if you're gonna have your lantern on the tabletop, you can just pop it right over your little LED tea light. So it's probably hard to tell with our camera lights on the way they are right now, but up close I can see them flickering.
I can too.
And if you had this, if you're maybe hanging out outside in the evening, and you put it on a picnic table or on your patio or anywhere at night, I think it's gonna look really pretty. So definitely try it out. And yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm so excited to hear how it goes for you guys. And don't forget to join us tonight for our in-person portion of VBS. Come at 6 o'clock if you are doing music camp. Come at 7 o'clock if you are doing VBS only. And tonight, our special activity is a visit from the Kona Ice truck. So everybody at VBS is going to get a shaved ice tonight, already included in your registration, so you don't need to bring anything. Just bring your lovely selves. We're gonna hang out, dance, sing, and have some shaved ice.
Alrighty guys, well we hope you have a really fun time doing this activity and we look forward to seeing you tonight.